What's up guys, I'm Anil and welcome to the video tutorial for the Learning Lab on C++ programming. So in this tutorial we're going to learn about the nested classes in C++. So a nested class is nothing but a class inside another class, or defining a class inside the definition of another class. So just for the demonstration purpose, let's say in this tutorial we have a class person, and as a public access specifier, let's say we have string name. This person has the attributes like address, and this address consists the properties like the street name, the house number, then the country, etc, etc. So here, just to demonstrate the nested classes, I'm gonna create a class inside this class person. Okay, now we're gonna create the class called address. So it's gonna be class and then the class name, which is address, just similar to the definition of any other class. And here also we're gonna have the public access specifier in this nested class, and let me align it properly. Okay, now let's say we're gonna have string country and then string street name or st name and then int house number. Right, now we have a class called address inside this class person. That's why this class address is called as a nested class. So all of us know that when we create a class, this class has its own scope. So whatever we define inside this class are only available in that class only. So we can't refer that outside this class, and that's why this address class will only available inside this class person, or this address can be accessible only through this class person. Alright, the next thing that we're gonna do here is we're gonna create an object of this class address, or the object of this nested class in this class person. So here it's gonna be the class name, the type, which is address, and then the variable name, let's say addr. Alright, now we have a class person which has a nested class, and we have the members like name and the address. Okay, the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna build a method which is gonna print out the values of these class members. So after this I'm gonna write void, and let's say your address please. So it's gonna be address please, the method name, don't get confused with it. And then here just gonna use cout, and we're gonna print out the name. So it's gonna be name. We can directly access that because that is a member of this class person, and we are accessing that from this class person. And let's end this line, and then we need to access the members of this object address. So it's gonna be addr, the object name, and then the dot operator, and then country, or the member of that object, and then again in this line, and then we're gonna have addr dot street name, and then end this line, and again it's gonna be addr dot house number. Alright, now we have a class called person which has a nested class called address, and we have the members like name, address, and a method called address please inside this class person. Alright, the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna create an object from this class person. So in my main function I'm gonna write person, the class name, and then the object name, let's say Anil. And the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna initialize the values to these members. So it's gonna be Anil dot name, so equal to, it's gonna be Anil because Anil is called Anil. So add a semicolon or the colon, and then it's going to be Anil dot. So now we need to assign the values to this nested class object. To access the member of a nested class, we're going to use the dot operator. So it's going to be Anil dot addr dot, and then it's going to be country, and it's going to be India. And again I added the colon, it should be semicolon, and it's gonna be Anil dot addr dot, it's gonna be street name, and it's gonna be Madamaki. And the next thing is gonna be anil dot addr dot house number, and let's say 68, my favorite number. All right, now we have initialized the values to this object anil. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna call this address please method. So you're gonna call anil dot address please. All right, now I'm gonna save this, I'm gonna build and run this, and you guys can see anil, India, Madamaki, and 68. So now we have created an object from a class which contains a nested class. And the next thing is, this nested class is only available inside this class person, or only accessible from this class person if it is public. Here we have the public, so it can be accessed through this person outside from this class definition. So here I tried to create an object from this class address. So it's gonna be address, and let's say AD, and if I try to do that I'll get the error. So I'm gonna build and run that to demonstrate that you guys can see the error. And if I open up the logs, it says address was not declared in this scope. Alright, the next thing is we can access this class address by using this class person, because it is defined in the public access specifier area. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write person, and then the scope resolution operator, and then address AD. Now we're not gonna get any error. So to demonstrate that, I'm gonna build and run this, and now you guys can see we don't have any error, and you guys can initialize to this object AD if you want. So this is it, guys. This is about the nested classes in C++. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.